during that time that it's awake and being beneficial, and I really like that, you can actually write down, because you do have a lot of information that's being downloaded to you. And in that period, you can jot down some notes. And like I said, there'd be some weird thoughts like, why am I having this poetry in my head, or a song? Or a TV show, or something really weird. You know, just, you're like, what in the heck am I dreaming? And you're laying there tossing and turning or whatever, trying to fall back asleep. But to make mental notes of those weird things. It's like for me, like I was saying, I was telling Marco, I kept thinking about that song from Sister Act 2, Oh Happy Day.
Oh, happy day.
When Jesus walked. Well, I have to pay attention to those things. And that's why I will do mental note, jot it down.
Yeah, sometimes things will just come to me that's like nothing that I was even thinking about, like a song that I haven't heard in years.
That's your peeps telling you, giving you information. And the easiest way to do it is do it through frame of references. Like, if they want me to pay attention to something and I'm not seeing it, they will give me the song. I saw the sign. Opened up my eyes, I saw the sign. So I need to start paying attention to the signs that are around me and missing the little flags of like, ooh, wait. And then when I really pay attention to it and start seeing the signs, the song goes away.
And sometimes you get a real weird word,
Yeah.
odd word, and the word goes over and over and over, and you don't know what the word is, and you have to get up and look up the word and find out, what the heck did I get this word for? You may never get the answer consciously, but you get it. You'll
Yeah.
get it, and it will show up later, sometime later, maybe years later.
And it's a very familiar, it's like, I heard that word before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Deja vu is another way in our sleep state because we've already been there, but we just haven't caught up with our timeline. This reality hasn't caught up with our timeline.
So can I share something else, because we're talking about dreams, and I'm remembering Rasmussen. I had a dream one time, and it was Rasmussen, and what he was showing me was, because he predicted things in the future, what he was doing was he was actually traveling and witnessing what was going on, and when he came back from his dream state, he would write down what he saw. And I went, oh, does that make sense?
Edgar Casey.
Same thing.
So yeah, pay attention during those times. And a lot of times it might be your guys. Mine love to wake me up at 5 in the morning. I'm like, excuse me. But I have to get up and I have to acknowledge them because that's my agreement with them. And I get up and acknowledge them and then I go to sleep. But that's during the time that I would work with them or I'll get information. I dedicate that time of the morning for them. And that might be yours. They might be trying to get your attention. Hey, get up and write, or get up and I want to channel with you. And if they push you out of bed, you better pay attention. They've done that before.
There's that stage between waking and sleep when what they're showing me is the chemical levels in the brain have calmed down and you are physically and energetically more in tune. And that's why the information flows so beautifully.
Right.
And they bring you up into the consciousness to allow you to acknowledge that harmony. And then you can write notes, if you're conscious enough, write notes and share with yourself reminders of that harmony so that you can reach it again in a conscious waking state. And that's also kind of what meditation does as well.
Absolutely. Meditation is something that we do here in the waking state, you wanna call it that. Sleep is what we do in that nighttime or rest state. You can call it your masculine, feminine, however you wanna call it.
The other thing you can do is, because if you write it down sometime, and then when you're fully awake, a few hours later, you can't read what you wrote, you have no idea what that says, and you don't have any recollection. But you can keep a little recorder by it,
Yeah.
and just hit the recorder on, and just say whatever that word is, or whatever that thought is, or what is the most current and pressing thing. Just record it, and then you don't have to worry about trying to read it, because that sometimes doesn't work.
That don't work for me
It don't
either.
work for me, I have to record it.
I have to record it, I have my phone, and then I'll be like, oh, so I need to buy some cheeseburgers.
Then you can go back to sleep and not worry about it.
Go to McDonald's, go to the Golden Arches. You got a question right there?
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm gonna put them together. So we have two people on here that see repetitive numbers. I see number 1111 a few times a day for a while. Does it mean anything? Talking about signs, what should I pay attention to?
Everything.
I was just gonna answer the same thing. I see that all the time.
Numbers are
11,
signs.
And 111.
11s are signs, and 1s are signs, numbers are signs because it, yeah, you know, the universe has a lot of mathematical equations, geometry, sacred geometry, and things like that. So one of the ways for the beings or your consciousness to connect with you, to get your attention, is to do numbers. And so they will do 11, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5. Doreen Virtue has a whole book and series on numbers and things like that. But signs. You know, there are signs happening all the time around us, but we don't pay attention. Like, why is that feather stuck in my car window? But it's been stuck in there for like 3 or 4 times. You know, it always shows up. Or you find a penny in the same place. But then you start noticing things about other things, you know, like, example. You know, when somebody's telling you the not truth, and you start looking and you start paying attention to the signs, they will do a certain thing, a certain movement. They will blink their eyes, they will do a certain thing, and you can start understanding their sign when they're not telling you the truth. One of my things when I work with somebody, and one of my signs, I watch body, I watch how people position themselves, I watch how they do, and they'll be, I'll say, tell me something about your mother. What do you want to know? What are they doing?
Pulling back.
They're afraid, they're trying to get away from it. I say, well, tell me something about your father. What do you want to know? You understand? You get it? So they're excited about it, so you pay attention to the signs. One of the biggest things that somebody will do is do this. That's the human body saying, I can't do that. The human body will tell you, you can't do that. I don't care what you're saying. You'll be asking a question, watch. Next time you ask somebody a question, hey, would you be willing to do that? Sure, yeah. I guarantee you they won't do it. I said, can you work on that? Would you be willing to forgive or work through that or expand through that? But if somebody's willing to forgive and move through, they will do this. And it happens, I see it all the time. It is the most interesting thing. I watch people. I watch, ask them a question, and if they're afraid of something, they'll blink their eyes, will go boom, 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 3 times. It's the most interesting stuff. So I watch people's signs. I watch for things. They do. So if you get around me, you know, I'm watching.
Oh, we know that. He knows it all.
No, I learn a lot. It's just that you just learn the language. You learn the language. You learn the signs. You learn what's happening around you. Yeah, I have to have experiences and everything, but because I'm human, I don't get to see them all, and I don't get to get the lottery numbers. Darn it. Go ahead. Okay.
To add to what you just said, it's about being in the moment, being the observer.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah, but when you're in your authentic self and you're in your space, being your purpose, doing your thing, you notice these things. You notice when somebody, you're talking to them and they don't have no interest in what you're saying. They're just sitting there looking at you and they're like, yeah, I'll tell you later.
Roll your eyes.
Yeah, but they're not engaged with you. But if you're with somebody that's really engaged with you, wow, the energy goes up. You get heard and gotten. They get heard and gotten. Man, you have the most incredible conversation. Sometimes it's very sexy to have that experience with somebody. Yeah, it's because you're being intimate with someone. And a lot of people don't want you to see, they'll get all like, I don't want you to see me.
Oh no!
And I have people that think that, it's like, oh my God, you can see me, you'll know all my dirty stuff. I don't want to know your dirty stuff. Gee, come on, let me see you. You can deal with your own dirty stuff, I don't care. I'm not a mind reader. Darn it. But if you'd like to get in my mind, I got some same way. Any other questions? Anything?
I do have a question, just occurred to me. Lately, when I've been meditating, I've been feeling like somebody brushes my hair onto my head. Or sometimes when I'm beginning to fall asleep at night.
That's probably your angels. Your angel, my angel has a certain thing they do to me whenever I'm near them. Or they're near me, I'm near them. They're near me, or we're working. I have my little code, so I know it's them. It's like I call it knocking on the door. And they'll touch a certain part of my body. And I'm like, but it's mine, it's between me and them. Look, buddy, you keep messing with me. My stick be trying to get out over there, get the evil out of you.
Rafiki.
Get the crap out of you. See, that's a sign. There's evil in there. Get my stick out. Crap. She can't hold it. She's gone. It's over. Go ahead.
Karen wants to know.
To who?
Karen,
Karen. Hi, Karen.
that intimacy that you're speaking of, isn't that the true intimate relationship we're evolving to in our marriage, etc.?
Yeah, but we're evolving into an intimate relationship with ourselves. Something that we don't know, we're afraid of. And when we become very intimate with ourselves, we can become intimate with others. And intimacy is not sex. Sorry, it's not. Intimacy is allowing somebody to see into you or to be with you in a very transparent way. All that stuff you say, oh, I don't want to see, you let people see it. I'm very transparent. You want to know about me? Ask me. I'll tell you. I don't have nothing to hide. I'll let you see me. Because you know what? And that way, there's nothing you can use against me.
So there's great freedom in that.
Absolutely. I'm me. What you see is what you get. I don't try to put icing on top of it because it's like I think I've talked about it before. It's like you try to transform bullshit into a cake and put icing and all up there. It's still bullshit. Even when you cut into it.
So being your authentic self. When you talk about responsibility, and some people see responsibility in a very fearful manner, can you shed a little bit more light on that concept of the freedom of being yourself and how that
Well,
compares to that fear of responsibility?
But responsibility, when you step into the word responsibility in a human form, that means there needs to be a right or wrong. That there's something, you've got to do something. But when we step into it, into our spirit form and be in that intimate space and we're opened up, there's right or wrong. We're doing our thing. We're the generator, okay? And that's the part that we get afraid of because the responsibility is about suffering and that we're going to suffer and we got to be in the suffering. Yeah, I don't need you to take my responsibility and my suffering, but inside of me, if I love me enough, I've transcended that responsibility and I understand that I'm in my authentic self. I'm here and I'm present and my needs are met and my soul is meeting my needs, so I don't need anybody to be responsible for me.
So that goes from responsibility being an expectation versus just being.
That's right. Yeah. That's the short version.
Thank you for asking that question.
I was
See,
told
that's
to.
the one.
Mm-hmm.
Push it in that space because being in a responsible place, that is just, that's the 3D, the suffering place. That's where it's right or wrong, left or right, up or down. But in our soul level, we're intimate, we love ourselves, and we transcend that. There's nothing that we need to do other than be us. And he can't be me, and I can't be you. So why would I need to respond? I'm only doing me.
On a physical level, the society, magazines, TV, all the stimuli that comes at us tells us and shows us these grandiose people, these grandiose ideas of this person is super popular, this body style is the perfect body style. But if you look at the decades and you look at time, it's constantly changing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So how boring is it to try to be something that's changing instead of just being your individual, unique, and beautiful self?
That's right. Put on the big red hat,
Mm-hmm.
big bozo shoes.
Not only is it boring, it's extra stressful. You
Yeah.
add so much stress and crap upon you to fit in where you don't need to be.
That's an expectation.
Yeah.
A responsibility for fulfilling someone else's expectation.
That's right. We always love that responsibility for somebody else's expectation. And yes, we're going into this space of intimacy, and once we're intimate with ourselves and we get that place, yes, we can have an intimate relationship with somebody else. And if that person is intimate with themselves and they love themselves and want to dance, it's the most beautiful dance you'll ever see. Because there is no expectation of that person. You allow that person to love you the way they need to love you, and you love them. They will allow you to love them the way you need to love them, not the way I said I need to.